believe or not, this is tidy. Well, tidier than it was before in comparison. I got a new shelf over there. I moved that one on the side to make a space for all the stock for the MR2 1.8, 1.9, the swap kits and parts I've made, but it is empty because this stuff goes quicker than I can assemble it, which is good, but also doesn't leave me much time on my hand for the development. However, hi, it's been a long time since then. Winter arrived. Well, winter arrived pretty much in one day and it's freezing. I just made myself a cup of tea and that was 5 minutes ago, and now it's barely warmer. However, yes, I did tidy up, and I think it's a time I give a quick tour of the workshop and explain what's going on. As you already know, the Econo line and the Ford F1, they're gone, and they're permanently gone. I'm not gonna do it again, but there is a story behind that, and I think that we have to make a separate, pretty much long video to explain what's going on, what happened, and what still is going on, because it's hilarious. And yeah, but that's another day, another video. I want to do it with Steve, and then I got some funny content. Yeah, you really want to see that one. However, let's start with the less important stuff. The mess, well, electrics. Sylvia, the S14, she's really getting ready. I know I said that for years, but I really put my finger out and actually doing the job. New windscreen is on. Yeah, that is a brand new. Bonnet is on. I found them red. Andrew obviously picked up both of them because I had no time. And when it was red, I was like, okay, I have to paint it up. But then it was like, once it's on, it actually matches the interiors, the roll cage, and the inside the engine bay, because obviously the car is red inside. So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it. Actually matches pretty good. And surprisingly, I didn't have to cut too much of the standard hood as the ribs, the reinforcement ribs, to fit everything. So the IM 606 fits fairly nicely in this chassis. I'm surprised. I found the lights and all the stuff, put them on. I have to adjust them because my old bonnet was bent. It was just the skin and it was going lower there. So I have to adjust them. Blah blah. Air filter is there. Oil cooler. Yeah, I got very nice brackets. Well, this is how you see this in a race car. So yeah, it's not too far. I have to cut the floor on the back. I have to making mounts for the radiator, because again, it's a race car. This was from, I can't remember, Nissan Patrol or so. No, this is a Nissan Patrol. Huge radiator, and yeah, no problems with overheating. But I have to chop the floor because that was a very temporarily done when I had the diffuser on, and I've done it that day, and I said, okay, this is just for the truck use, because we were going out like a day after. So okay, 10 minutes, this is what I can do, and tomorrow I'll do it better when we get back. And that was about 10 years ago, so there you go. But yeah, put the screen back. I got these fittings here. There you go. Well, this one is on the top, goes here, because the rear window is removable, and all that stuff. But this is for another video, you're not here for that. But yeah, she's getting there. Not much to be done. And yeah, we're gonna put it for sale very, very soon. Now, Steve's car, well, you've seen Steve's car on his videos. No point for me to cover what he does here, because you can see on his videos he spent much more time to obviously cover every single part he does than I can do it. What I'm pleased about is that he seems to do a fairly good fabrication with the exhaust. He done a very good job, to be honest. It's really nice. Apart, it's like, it looks good once it's wrapped. He found this heat jacket for the exhaust manifold and the turbo together. I'm not sure if you can see it. I apologize for the lighting. I mean, the light is already in the workshop, but for the camera it's definitely not enough. There you go, you can see it better, you know. And obviously it's not fitted on properly yet, but it's the heat jacket that takes the turbo and the exhaust manifold together, which is really nice. So yeah, he does really good progress, and I show him how to do TIG welding, which surprisingly he picked up extremely quick. you know, like really quick. I was very pleased with that, and I thought I'm gonna spend about 2, 3, 4 days teaching me that trick. That's what I took in account. But no, couple of hours he was good, and then he practiced one day and he was like, this is decent. And he's supposed to wear the exhaust take, and he was like, I can't be bothered. Typical Steve, this has to be functional, not beautiful. So he picked up the MIG, and he said that he can weld with MIG now much better because he understood the techniques with TIG, which usually that's what happens. So one way or another, there is a big improvement in his fabrication, and even though the way he assembled everything is just good, you know, it's nothing bad about it, just good. So I'm very pleased with that. However, yes, this guy is going ahead very quickly. I'm giving him a hand, and I'll show you in a second what I'm doing now. On mine, there's not much going on, although there is. Let me just put the hood back. So I quickly have done this. Let me grab light, sorry for that. Well, first of all, you know, my intercooler takes the air out from the bumper, blah blah, using the drag force to get the air out from the intercooler. But the problem was always that obviously there was a massive heat soak from the engine bay, the turbo and exhaust system, and the exhaust manifold gets very hot, and it's right there in the front of the intercooler. So although it was working actually surprisingly well for what it is, temps were never sky high, but I would like them to go down a little bit. But also my issue, I found out that it wasn't cooling down once you finish the pull. So for example, you go up 50, 60 degree on the intercooler, and then you try to get a rest, and it takes a long time to go back to lower temps. So I didn't like that. I've tried a couple of things. I had a duct, massive duct from this vent from the inside towards the intercooler, but that was only one side, like 5-inch pipe, and it did work fairly good, but not good enough yet. Again, this is experimental car development. This is what it is for. So I say, okay, I got half an hour, I got some spare aluminium, I don't have a bender here, so let me just mock something up just quickly to see how it works. This is the reason why this is so ugly, you know, it's just to make everything work and see if this is the right direction to go or not, because eventually I want to test the charge cooler on extreme boost. Extreme boost, I'm talking 3.5 4 bar, and see how that works, and then I know the comparison between one another. This is why my cars are development cars. That's why on my stuff you never see something nice, something beautiful. Like for example, this fuel filter, you see the position it is there, it is actually tied with the zip ties on the bolt that is bolted on the engine mount. This is not acceptable, although it is, because it's functional. On a customer's car or on a kid, we do all the stuff that's not acceptable, and that's what we do. You can see it here. You got a proper mount, all mounted nicely, all intact, all much more compact, and this side is tidy. Forget about this. These were here just to put my secondary turbo, low pressure turbo for the compound system. This is what's going on. And to be honest, there was a discussion. There was a bit of a mixture of thoughts in my head. That do I really pursue the TDI horsepower, or if I want 400 or more, we're going for petrol? I'm double-minded. I do like petrol. I like that, you know, high revs and all that stuff. But every time I look back at the Frog and the way she drives, even only with 240 brakes, there's nothing about it. Everyone says it's a dirty diesel. It's not. It's simply not. It doesn't smoke. It doesn't smoke more than modified petrol. Yeah, but it's noisy. No more than petrol. Apart the idle. On idle you can hear clacking is TDI. After that, it genuinely sounds like a petrol. What else? Slow. No, it's not. The power finishes early. Yes, it has lower RPMs range. However, we rising that to 6,000 RPM. So 6,000 RPMs is not really bad. Plus, you have different gearbox ratios. This is what people don't get. It's compensated. I'm pulling third as long as I would put third on petrol, because it's different gearbox. Simple as that. What's the other downside? It does 55-60 miles per gallon. Oh, sorry, that's not the downside. I just cannot find a single thing to say, okay, this is a good excuse to remove this engine. It's not good for a car like this and go for petrol. I just can't, you know, as much as I prefer petrols. But what's wrong with this? Absolutely nothing. So I think I've decided to go for way more power with the diesel and just for fun of it. Oh, this is another thing. With this, we're reaching 400 brakes is just way cheaper than with the petrol. There you go. So we're keeping this and we're going forward. Now, the biggest part of the video today is what we're doing for Steve, because obviously I'm gonna go away for a few days now, and I want Steve to continue this, and he's got everything, the oil stuff and fuel system, we've done it. So I want him to be able to start the car, and I'm working on his management, engine, wiring loop. And now, because this is a mess, let me explain. These are my wiring loops. Very simple. This is a complete one. This is the wiring diagram, everything put down. Obviously, if I forget, everything is here. This is a template. This is the 1.9. Also, the 1.8 is very similar. Although being very similar doesn't mean it's identical, and there are a couple of things that are different, and I had to go through them more than I thought. However, because of that, I thought, hold on, maybe there is a better way to hybridize these engine wiring looms. Hybridizing means that my wiring loom, the one on the front, which is very nice and neat, clean, surprisingly, because I am a mess with the wiring usually, but when I do a good job, it's a really nice job. Well, if I want to do a good job and I have a time for it, I do it properly. Usually it's messy, but if I decide to do it nicely, I'm actually proud of myself. So this one is an extreme mess now, because I started from ground up. So again, and I do it different way, much more simple. What else we have here? Temp, we don't need temps. Water temp, apparently there's no water, there's only 13 degrees.
Right.
So let's just put it on RPMs.
Idles, what?
Yeah.
Quite noisy.
It's getting better now. Honestly, with this.
That is on 4 now. It's firing all the time. It wasn't before. So.
With those valves being at this, I'm surprised it runs on 4 now already.
Good old fucking Volkswagen. It sounds quite good, I must admit. Usually cars with no exhaust sound fucking terrible. That's just really loud. I've heard a lot worse. Quite impressed by that. My ears are ringing. Yeah, my ears are ringing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like it.
If I got full diagnostics in that room, so you got the K lines, you got the CAN and everything, that works, then.
Well, that's the thing. From what I understand on these, for it to run that well, it's obviously got good crank, good math, good air temp, and good.
Remember, we're on a scrapyard engine.
Yeah, exactly.
That was sitting there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Underwater.
And it's just sat over there for years.
It was sitting there for years underwater. Same for the sensors. Yeah. Crank sensor is as dodgy as you can get. Yeah. Plug is all, and it's still.
Yeah, it's got the new MAF and new air temp from mine. Oh, I don't forget, that ain't even the right injectors for that ECU.
Not even the right injectors for the ECU.
It's got the wrong injectors because that's for a band
No
engine.
knock. This is issue with the VVTI, no VVTI,
Yeah.
and none of the lambdas are connected because obviously no point.
I like these engines more and more. That's basically completely unsuitable, and it still runs and idles on on an engine sound.
So being professional, should we do it again just for fun?
What do you mean? Start it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Definitely.
Cameras are still going actually, I didn't realise that.
Is it?
Yeah, they're both still going.
Oh, forgot about the cameras now.
Hopefully that bit of talking might be interesting too as well.
Alright, so this is fuel pressure.
Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand here so it gets the start up as well. Yeah, go on, wherever you want. Quite hot when you stand right next to an open exhaust.
I would guess so.
Yeah. Fucking stinks as well. It's funny, you can actually see from here, you can see each exhaust valve.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, when the flames, you can, cause it lights it up, you can see, you know, two valves and then the thing in the middle. Yeah, it's fucking cool.
What we should have is exhaust manifold and a turbo.
It's pulled out. I've got a turbo, we just ain't got a manifold. Could we give it to scrap guy? Fuck.
Shame. Well, we're gonna, soon we're gonna have
We'll have a manifold.
Well, to be honest, I've not even cleaned this engine, it's filthy.
No, I haven't done anything. You was meant to, yeah, you got to clean it.
All of them,
first,
to be honest, all of them was like, oh, the valves will look dodgy, like really, no, like from underwater.
Yeah.
WD-40 yesterday, give it there, see what happens.
Yeah.
And this happened. Alright, so this is simplified. I presume you haven't seen my fuel tank. Well, fuel pump is there. This is an original MR2 fuel pump we got from Steve's car. He's got a braided one. Didn't have to. They were actually very good. They push quite a lot of fuel. This is the map sensor. Obviously, no need to plug it in for now. This is the electric throttle body. This is the cam sensor. This is the air intake. Now, the air intake sensor on the BAM plenum, I think there isn't a place to put it on, and we don't care, to be honest, because it's gonna be on this side. So I have to move these wires, so they have to come on this side here. And also, I want to take the air temp before the plenum, because plenum obviously gets hot from the engine itself because it's bolted to the head. So I want to avoid that, and I have the temp of that before the throttle body. So it's going to be roughly here somewhere in the boost pipes before the throttle. So that's it. Now MAF sensor is hanging down there because the wires are just not long enough. These have to be longer. OBD port plug it in this yet, because it's gonna be, you know, different loom. I mean on this loom, but you have to wire long wires, so I don't have them. Let's see if you can see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, works. Not all the way through, because again I can't push the other way through the pedal because it obviously touches the temporary mount. But it all works. Let's give it some fuel. Well, again, very dodgy, but it works. And then what we're doing, starter motor. Let's crank this baby and see what happens. Yeah, this is what happens. Now I'm gonna reset the relays by pulling this fuse out. There you go, this is off. Remove the fuel pump connection. Now, if you think this is the end of it, no, because now this is only working out what it needs to, this wiring room needs to run properly. Obviously a couple of sensors missing. We've got the lambda sensors missing and all that stuff. Couple of wires that have to be moved in different position, like the map sensor. But again, it's very easy job, just make them longer. But this is the Toyota loom, and we have to integrate this into this. Now obviously from this, to be honest, all we need is few plugs. We're gonna need these two plugs with couple of wires and these two plugs. I think these are, if I'm not wrong, these are from the body, and these two have to go to the ECU. Now both of them, we're gonna need them. There's one wire from here which is screened, which I would like to keep, and if you do the conventional yourself, keep that one. A screen wire, it looks like this, is a blue thick wire, and these ones go to the sensors. Now we need this one because we're using this one for the RPM signal, which I already took it off. RPM signal on the Toyota, it looks like, sorry, it looks like this. Okay, is it screened from the mount on the block itself. So you have 3 wires, as you can see here, but on the plug there are only 2 wires. It doesn't matter, because the screen wires that go into the ECU, they have the screen earth like these separated, so no problems there. So yeah, and it goes into this black plug with these 2 wires that I already cut off because I kind of needed them for a second and do a couple of experiments. And yeah, so you need these 2. All the rest, it can be cut off different lengths, but if you want me to do it, chop both of them like here. Keep the blue one if you can, if not, don't matter, I got a few spare ones. I'll get a new one, and these 2 as well. There is another wire that has to be connected to the ECU, to the A plug, because you have A, B, C and D plugs on the Toyota ECUs. That's how they call it for some reason, I don't know why, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, it don't matter. However, on the E plug, the one on the top, there is one wire that actually we're using as the switch ignition. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish this tonight because it's quite late. I was planning to, but then we had some fun reading this engine on the on the stand, and plus we wasted some time today, and it took me a little bit longer because I wanted to sort out a couple of things. Now this was already sorted, like I showed you before, and it was working fine, no problems, but this way it takes me much shorter to do the wiring, hybridize it. Instead of 2-3 days of work, I'm gonna do this within a couple of hours, 2-3 hours. What that means is that it's not gonna be as clean as it is, but again, this is the standard original engine room from the Audi. I mean, we're not messing about nothing. Actually, I removed a couple of wires, removed a couple of relays, made it a little bit cleaner, and then integrate with that one. So it is pretty much standard. There's no messing about, there's no rewind everything, just leave it as it is and integrate with that one with as little as possible. That means it's done quicker, well, what I said before, and cheaper, which we all like it. So yes, I kind of abandoned the strip down completely both of the looms and make one hybrid, very clean, very neat, like, you know, like a race loom, because although it looks good, it looks clean, I don't think it's worth it, because, you know, it's quite expensive. It's 3 days of work. I don't want to do it because just not worth it. You know, this works really good. And the standard ECUs on these, they can do a lot of stuff. You know, you can have, I'm pretty sure you can have anti-lag. Someone says you can have it, and you can have loads of different stuff. So they're good, fully mappable, and that's it. So we got the Toyota side of the loom. Haven't connected yet because I want to try something even more different. I want to try to run different settings on the fuel pumps. Haven't done much. I've done a little bit, and this is it. Well, this is obviously you've seen it runs and all that stuff. But I got the turbo now. So we started with the turbo now, and this is very simple now. Just put the fuse back in. There you go. Turn the fuel pump on. Start the motor with ignition. Bloody freezing. The fuel pump switch back into place, and this is how we sorted out the air leak from the vacuum for the power steering. Hey, if it works, it works, right? So that's here, that's here. Yeah, battery is still good, as we have no charging yet because I got no alternator bracket, nothing. That's a different stuff. We're gonna finish to wire this up next week. Also, not now. Also, yeah, I think we're going for this turbo. I think we're going for it. I mean, I don't know. I just got a feeling that I should do the compound system on the 1.9. Yeah, bigger gauge, bigger high pressure turbo. Maybe even bigger low, I don't know. Well, that will do, I guess. And we should do it. Why not? I got the fresh engine to get the head off, because this one, well, she's very, very fresh. I'm not gonna open it, but it is very fresh. I want to build that one up. Not build it up, obviously we're gonna put the springs and different cam, and that's it. I'm not gonna port it or anything else. The head itself is gonna be standard, just add-ons, so cam and springs, because I want to raise the RPMs to 6,000 top, because obviously we've got enough flow to keep the power up to 6,000. And for some reason, I don't know, for some reason I just think that compound will be more efficient and make the engine more efficient than a single like S300 or something like this VNT. I got a feel, I don't know, so I'm gonna spend even more time, and I think that's what we're gonna do. I know I change my mind every time, and I may even more, but I do like it. I mean, we got a space for it. I found a space for it in the car, and there is plenty. Actually, there even space for the downpipe, because this goes from here 4-inch down to the floor. It can go up if I want to. If I want to go crazy, you can do kind of like a new Porsche GT style. Like, I get the exit here. I'm probably gonna be here somewhere, you know, turbo there, and straight from the turbo 4-inch. Well, pretty much what I've done on the 606 in my Silvia, something like this. Be more flush with the bonnet, maybe, well, with a real lid, and something like that. You know, very simple. Out the turbo 4-inch. The only thing is that I don't need a cone, because this is 3-inch into 4-inch. And this turbo here is already 4-inch out of here, so I don't know, maybe we'll see. For now, this is it for today. We've done a lot of studying, and then ECUs, pinouts, and how they work, trying to improve the things every time. Now we're gonna wait for Steve to pull this engine out, assemble everything he has to assemble, the new injectors, new clutch and all the stuff, turbo, put it back in, and then I'm gonna put the loom back, the wiring, and probably go, well, we're gonna fire up next week. So stay tuned and watch for Steve's videos, because he's definitely gonna update everything on YouTube as soon as the car fires up. This was a very quick build, and yeah, because it's simple, but once you got the right stuff, which I have the right stuff. All right, I'll see you soon.